Guilford Metro 911. What is the address of your emergency?
We just had a shooting at Barber Park Event Center.
Greensboro police responded to the Barber Park Event Center just before 9 Saturday night after a reported shooting. The victim, 37-year-old Tyreek Burton, the man who had just gotten married there hours before.
There are cameras. This was at a public park, and there were eyewitnesses, multiple, including one of his daughters, and it was done in front of his wife.
This is the story of Tyreek Burton, a 37-year-old man with an infectious smile who had just married the love of his life, Kiara, after years together. A devoted father and hardworking man, Tyreek was on the path to building a future with his family. However, just hours after saying I do and celebrating his wedding day, his life was tragically cut short. As he returned to his reception, a senseless act of violence claimed his life, leaving his new bride a widow and his family in shock. Why did this have to happen? How could a day meant for joy end in such tragedy? Welcome to Viral Crimes. Subscribe and hit the bell icon for more stories. This story takes us to Greensboro, North Carolina. This city is known for its beautiful parks, historical significance, and tight-knit community. Greensboro is nestled in the heart of the state and boasts a rich cultural history. However, on a supposedly joyful day of celebration, tragedy struck this peaceful city, which forever altered the lives of a family. Tyreek Burton was a 37-year-old loving father. He was originally from Roxboro, North Carolina, but had recently relocated to Greensboro. He was a devoted husband to his newly wedded wife, Kiara Holloway. He had been in a loving relationship with her for 16 years, before finally tying the knot on October 12, 2024. Tyreek was a father to his 4 beautiful daughters. He was happily serving as a father figure to his stepdaughters, which showed his selfless and caring nature. Tyreek was known for his generosity, kindness, and infectious smile. He was a hard worker, having secured a stable job to provide for his family. According to his sister, Brittany Burton, Tyreek worked 12-hour shifts, which showcased his dedication and commitment to his family's well-being. He was described as a gentleman, a loving father, a son, a brother, an uncle, and an amazing dad. On the evening of October 12, 2024, a day that should have been marked by happiness and celebration for Tyreek and his new wife, Kiara, ended in devastating tragedy. The couple had just tied the knot at the Barber Park Event Center in Greensboro, North Carolina. After a long period of dating, Tyreek and Kiara finally made their relationship official in a beautiful wedding ceremony, surrounded by friends and family. The day was filled with love and joy. Tyreek wore a white lace tuxedo jacket. His bride, Kiara, looked stunning in a backless lace mermaid dress with a long veil. Photos and videos shared on social media showed the couple's first dance. The dance floor was covered in a cloud of celebratory smoke and sparklers lighting up the scene as they danced into what should have been their future. However, the joy was abruptly shattered just hours later. As the reception came to an end around 7 p.m., Tyreek briefly left the event center. No one knew that this would be the last time his family would see him alive. According to reports, Tyreek was followed by a stranger who accused him of cutting him off at a stop sign. The man, in a fit of road rage, followed Tyreek into the parking lot of Barber Park and confronted him. Witnesses say that the confrontation escalated and the stranger opened fire, emptying an entire clip into Tyreek, hitting him around 15 times. This brutal attack occurred in the same event's parking lot where Tyreek had celebrated his marriage just moments ago. Paramedics arrived on the scene shortly after and started life-saving efforts immediately, but Tyreek's injuries were too severe. He was later pronounced dead that same night.
And we were having the time of our lives, and it's like in a blink of an eye, it just was all just stolen away from us.
Saturday was the wedding Tyreek Burton and his new bride Kiara had envisioned, dancing the night away with loved ones around them, moments after saying I do.
He's one of the coolest people I know. Man. He could walk into a room and that smile.
His younger sister Brittany sitting down with me in downtown Raleigh. telling me Tyreek was raised in Roxborough, North Carolina, along with his other 3 siblings. He and his new wife had been together for 16 years, had 4 daughters between them, and were making plans to expand their family even more. But just hours after the couple got married, tragedy struck as Tyreek was leaving the wedding venue. He was under the impression that his new bride was already home, and when she called to tell him she wasn't, he went back to get her.
He made a U-turn at the stop sign, so he never even made it out of the park all the way. There's a stop sign at the very end of the park. He made a U-turn and came back, and I guess he didn't see somebody, and he cut them off, and that person followed him down to the park.
Guilford Metro 911, what is the address of your emergency?
We just had a shooting at Barber Park Event Center.
Greensboro police responded to the Barber Park Event Center just before 9 Saturday night after a reported shooting. The victim, 37-year-old Tyreek Burton, the man who had just gotten married there hours before.
There are cameras. This was at a public park, and there were eyewitnesses, multiple, including one of his daughters, and it was done in front of his wife.
A tragedy this family is struggling to understand. Brittany telling me his 3-year-old daughter has been too occupied with family to ask where her dad is. And it's going to hurt even more when she does.
That's gonna tear Kiara apart. Words can't describe the type of man that they took. This wasn't no average guy.
Greensboro Police Department has classified the shooting as a potential road rage incident. The investigation remains ongoing, with Greensboro Police Department continuing to search for the shooter. However, as of now, no leads have been made public and no arrests have been made. The police are urging anyone with information about the crime to come forward as the community seeks answers to this tragic and unexpected loss. The impact of the crime has been profound. Tyreek's family have been left devastated. His sister, Brittany Burton, expressed her anguish and described her brother as a hardworking, loving man who didn't deserve this. She recounted that Tyreek had been shot in front of his wife, who was still standing in her wedding gown, and other family members. It marked the trauma of the event even harder to bear. According to Tyreek's mother, Carolyn Burton, the newlyweds had been looking forward to starting a new chapter in their lives together. But no one had ever imagined that just hours would turn his life into the most senseless acts of violence. Carolyn Burton also made an emotional plea for justice, demanding that her son's killer be brought to justice swiftly. In the aftermath, Tyreek's family, including his cousin Keisha Satterfield, organized a GoFundMe to support his widow and daughters. This tragic incident highlights the unpredictable and devastating nature of gun violence. What began as a minor road confrontation escalated into a senseless killing, robbing a family of their father and leaving a community in mourning. The Barber Park parking lot became the site of a heartbreaking loss. This loss highlights the devastating consequences of unchecked anger and gun violence, raising questions about how such confrontations escalate so quickly and what can be done to prevent them. The impact on Tyreek's family is immeasurable. As the investigation continues, those who love Tyreek are left with haunting questions. Why did it happen? Why on his wedding day? Why him? This tragedy will undoubtedly affect the family for years to come as they grapple with the pain of his loss. My condolences to Tyreek's friends and family. May you continue to heal and one day find peace. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.